Lewis Bailey, the owner of Elitefitness today, who is about to embark on a 7-month training programme ahead of the UKBFF bodybuilding competition, in which you're entering the physique category, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
So you're here today for your VO2 testing and your metabolic test. How are you feeling?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what comes back in terms of the results. I think there's quite a few people that think that I should score quite well on this test, but to be honest, I don't think that I will. A lot of people seem to think that if you're in reasonable condition from an aesthetic point of view, then you're very fit. But that's not always the case. So I know that my cardiovascular fitness isn't great. So it will be interesting to see, what it actually is and what it comes through as.
Yeah, I know you've already had your metabolic test, haven't you? What did you think of those results? Surprising?
Yes, really good. I was quite surprised at how many calories that I need to consume just at rest day to day. So I think my calorie reading was 2,770 calories per day. That's just for me just to kind of tick over and just live, basically, without then looking at the likes of calorie expenditure for moving around day to day and doing my job, and then also doing exercise as well on top of that. And also my other requirement is that I have to try and build more muscle tissue as well, which I'm going to need more calories for that. So in total, looking at it, I'm probably going to need around about 5,000, 5,500 calories a day in order to be able to achieve that. So it was quite surprising to see that the calories was that high. I thought it was probably around about 2,000, but I think it was 2,700. So it just basically means that I'm going to have to eat a lot of food and do that. So it's now that, to be fair.
So you've got a lot of work now to kind of define a nutritional plan.
There is a lot of work to do. I've got to look at my macro cycles in the sense of my proteins, carbs and fats, and how many that I'm going to use based on the amount of calories that I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of split it up in terms of percentages, really. And then from there, then I can then tweak and change as we go through, but still always keep it to the same amount of calories.
I see.
It's a case of we'll kind of see how my body responds. If I start shifting more fat, then great, we stay as we are. If we're not, then I need to look at changing maybe even my fats or my proteins or carbohydrates, whichever one.
It needs to.
So it's a case of just tweaking things.
Which brings me on to you've had your body composition scan, haven't you, recently? How did you feel about those results?
It was very, very good, to be fair. The results were good. I was happy with that. I was pleased with it. I think my body composition was 12.5% fat, which I was surprised at. I thought it was going to be around about 17.
Very good.
I was happy with that, but I think the aim is for me to get around about 7% in terms of body fat, whilst also keeping the muscle tissue that I've got at the moment, or even slightly increasing muscle tissue as well. By using that scan, it will show me exactly where I want to.
Because I guess that is the challenge, isn't it? Is to keep the physique that you need to enter this category.
Without a doubt, it is really difficult when you're just looking at the scales and looking at your body in the mirror. It's good to see that I might be changing a little bit, but sometimes you might think that you're looking better, and you get on the scales and the scales say no, you're not. So there's kind of a lot of guesswork involved. And this is the great thing with all of this equipment is that it can tell me exactly where I'm up to, first of all. Then it can tell me exactly what I need to consume in terms of calories, and when I'm doing activity, how many calories I'm going to burn. So it just puts me in a really good position to know exactly what I need to consume and how I need to exercise as well.
I think that's it. It's just taking the guesswork out of the whole process, I guess, really, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I think because at some stages, we've had a number of clients that we've got ready for shows before, and it could be 5 weeks before the show, and things start changing which shouldn't change, and then the athlete is then the head's all over the place because well, why is my body doing this? And sometimes it's a case of you're never going to know exactly what it is So by using likes of these the testing kit here, then it gives you a really good picture of what's going on, and it stops any kind of guesswork, which for me is vital.
It's essential, isn't it?
Yeah.
At this stage. Are you planning on coming back for regular scans and tests?
Yes, I'd like to come back every 8 weeks and get the scans done again to see whether I'm putting on more muscle tissue or I'm losing muscle tissue, I'm putting on fat or losing fat. And just by, if I come back in 8 weeks' time and I can see that based on my 5,500 calories, for example, I've lost more fat and I've gained more tissue, then I'm going in the right direction, and that's the way that I need to keep on going.
Definitely.
You know, so that's exactly what it's great for. You know, and there's no guesswork involved. It's telling me exactly what it is. So that's the whole beauty to all of this equipment, to be fair.
So you've got just over 7 months. How are you feeling overall? Are you?
I'm looking forward to it. I know what I need to do. I've got a lot of work to do in terms of developing my body. I've got to develop a lot around my torso, around my abdominal region, a little bit on me back. Legs need to thicken out a little bit, calves need to thicken out a bit as well. It's not as essential for physique, but I just like to have a well-rounded figure in terms of the look on the day. So there's quite a bit of work to do, but I know what needs to be done, and by using the testing kit here, then I'll be in a good frame of mind to know what I need to do.
Definitely.
So it helps. It really helps. I think it just helps mentally when you know from a scientific point of view that things are working and good. Or if things aren't working, then you then know, so you can do something about it. Sometimes by looking at the mirror, that's not going to do you any favours. So this is the importance of using it for me.
The science behind it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So we're going to make a start now. We're going to ask you a few questions after you've had your test and see how you feel.
Okay,
and,
great.
But good luck, and thanks for coming today, and
thank you.
Good luck with the competition.
Cheers, thank you.